Crafting Time 1982. Welcome. Welcome. We are going to make a pie and we're going to make a fake pie, guys. We're only going to make a slice. Sounds silly, doesn't it? But we are. And we are going to, I left my headband at work. However, we're going to make the pie and then tomorrow I will apply it to the hat. Or to not the hat, the headband, because it's going to be a piece of pie going on top. And then we're going to be taking some dog pictures with that. So I am using this little old scrubber here. It's a clean one. And we are going to kind of form it into a piece of pie. And I'm just going to cut it like there. Oh gosh, I hope I do this right. There we go. That's a pretty thin piece of pie. But it will serve our purpose. And I'm just cutting off my corners just to make it a little more. Now, oops. If for some reason think we need it a little wider, I could cut off another piece and make it wider. Maybe. There we go. I'm going to cut that piece off there. Say hello if you're here. I'd love to chat with you. All right, so we're going to just kind of maybe just glue that on. Oh, yeah, that's better. Oops. And we'll put this way like so. Now it's going to have a little dip in there because of the way I cut it, I suppose. Don't know how I could get away from that. Maybe it goes this way. There it is. It's not going to matter. We're going to cover it up. We're going to glue it right back on. We shouldn't have cut that piece. I'm just using hot glue, friends. Nothing too major there. And we're just going to like stick it all back on. And then we're going to, of course, we're going to cut a crust and a bottom. So I'm thinking just a good old-fashioned triangle here. Just like so. In fact, we can probably just glue that right on. Let's put some glue in there first. There we go. And just gluing it on. Just like so. And then we're going to just kind of cut it like a pie. We'll need our fabric scissors for that. Ooh, I didn't glue the tip. Whoops. There we go. And now we're cutting the side. Now, guys, you can use foam or any other kind of type of crust. Put that up. Making it even with even Stevens, as they say. And I kind of curved it here. And I want to cut this curve down just a bit. That's kind of tricky to do. one part of it was sticking like way up. I'll just set that back there. And then we're going to cut one coming across the top. These are just, Hobby Lobby craft. And kind of want it to be able to fold right on over. I think that would look super nice. Let's see. Maybe we shouldn't have put this on yet. We can put that back. Okay. So we're going to glue that on there. And here. And then we'll cut it. Now here, we don't want to mess it up. So we want to really get that glue on. Real fun and simple way of making a quick pie. And then we're going to glue this side. I'm kind of making sure it's nice and flat there. So I'm putting some glue here. And don't be scared to put some glue on here. Put it on the wrong side. Okay, and then we're just going to fold that side up. Okay. Then I'm going to take my fabric scissors and I'm going to cut it level with the pie. Now you could buy these at the store, guys. I'm just not going to go to the store and buy. I have everything right here. Why go spend more money? That's what crafting is about, right? Making your money be of value, not just. Now I left a little bit on the end here so we can close that up without seeing the tip of the white. Just snuck out. And then I have this little bit of white right down here. I'm going to cut that little piece off. It really loves to stick to me. And then on the back, I'm going to glue it right here as well. Now the crest is going to actually go there, but I want this to be like really good. So I'm going to fold these over like so. And just glue them. And this part here, let's see, want that to come over. So let's do that. So I'm going to bring this down and fold it right across the back here so it's nice and flat. We don't have bumps. And this one's going to come over this way. That's how glue melts. Ooh. Like so. Fake pies, guys. Now this is going to go on a headband, and we're going to have dogs enjoying it. And then I'm going to cut it off right about here. So I have a little slit here. Now I'm going to just kind of tuck that. That's going to be glued onto the back of the pie there. Try to pull that down just a little. We don't want it to be so perfect. We want it to look like a homemade pie. All right, now we're going to take this piece again and we're going to glue it on like so. See if we can pull off this. Not really. It's good glue. Okay, so let's keep going. We're going to take and we're going to hot glue the bottom of our pie. Make sure you get up in that tip and on your corners. It's going to melt your foam a little bit. Don't worry about it. Now we already measured this once, so it should go on exactly the same way. Nice clean cut piece of pie there. See, it's starting to look like a pie, right? Now, whoop, we didn't glue that piece down. Let's pull that in just a little snugger. Now this is going to come and it's going to have a little bit of a rim. Tucking in my pie so we can get this rim up. Don't know where the rim went. Actually trim this part down. I was hoping I didn't have to do that. But for this to connect, it's going to have to be there. That side's still a little high. There. Super nice. Now, I like to have a fancy crust. So I'm going to take and I'm going to cut off through really, really fine pieces here. Actually, two fine ones, and then one of the little orange ones, as thin as I can get it. I'm not really. I think that should work. And then I'm going to cut one off of this one as well. There we go. And we're going to braid it. Have a fancy crest. And I didn't cut it like perfect. I wanted it to be crustable. Is that a word? Oh, let's see. Is that going to be long enough now? I got one spot too thin. Let me cut that again. I went too thin on that. This one's probably going to be too thick, but we're going to go with it anyway. Move our pie there. That's going to be our frosting. Our whipped cream. Yeah. All right. So now I'm going to glue one on top. And then this one's going to go on the bottom. And we're not going to need a lot of this, so just a little bit. Let me turn this one a little bit. So they're going to kind of look like that. You can see. All right. And we're just going to do a fast little braid. Sure I am. Over, under, over. Right. Maybe I'll just make little X's around it. I can't remember how to braid right now. That would be cute as well. I can't braid today. Terrible. All right, let's start this again. I think I'm doing it backwards, that's why. This will be fine. I'm just going to X right over my little orange here. We'll make it work. We're just going to glue it on. Just giving it a different kind of look at the top. Yeah. Let's see, how far do we have to go? A little bit more X. So I X'd on top, and then I X'd on the bottom, and the orange is just wrapped around. And that should be enough to put on for that to glue. Glue one right through the other side. We'll just let that cool for a second. Super fun. Okay, now this is going to go here, and that's going to lay right on top of this little edge as the crest. This is going to go just like so. And then tomorrow, when I stop at the store and get my coffee, I'll pick up a headband. I'm just pushing this down to get the hot glue to adhere to it. And see, it just gave it a different little look right at the top here. Super cute. Just pushing that pie crust top here right inside. See how cute that little pie is? I love it. I'm pulling up my crust to be just a little bit above. It's warm, so I can maneuver it a little bit. It's not a big crust. And then we're going to cut this off here. Of course, we're going to glue that. Sticking my finger right in the glue. Now you could leave the tassels on the sides, but for what I'm doing, I don't need the tassels this time. So I'm just cutting them off and then re-gluing my ends. Now we haven't glued this inside portion yet, but we will. Right now. We don't forget. Sneaks on through, doesn't it? How cute is that, right? Now it needs a little whipped cream. Now whipped cream is something I don't really have a lot of. So we're going to just use, look in here. Could just use a little portion of that. That would be kind of fun. But that don't look like whipped cream. So I was thinking I have this. That would be maybe a little bit too big. Let's trim this down. That's just a piece of styrofoam. Something like that. And we're going to layer it. Move this over for a sec. We're going to pluck this apart. Now that doesn't look like whipped cream. What do I have that could look like whipped cream? I mean, nothing that looks like whipped cream. And maybe if we twist it, fill this up. I don't even have cotton balls, guys. Goodness sakes. Yeah, fill this up. Maybe that's too much. And then kind of like twist it to a point. Let's see. Just dab in there, I think. So we're going to need. I'm letting it cool down just a little bit because I don't really want to burn my fingers. We decided we need 2 of them. So I thought I would just make one. Instead of paying $5 more for another one. And then I'm going to glue that on. I don't know if that really looks like whipped cream. Or Cool Whip. Now, I don't want that disc to show, so I'm actually going to kind of like pull it back down. Keep the round, pull it back down. And hide that disc a little bit. The disc was just making it easier for me to glue onto the top here. And let's just do that. That should be more than enough glue. There, guys. I got the cutest little piece of pumpkin pie. Look at that. Well, that doesn't really look like whipped cream, but it's the idea. Go a little flatter if we can. Hide that little disc. Add a little glue and swish it in. Pop it down a little bit. Isn't that cute? And I don't want these little hot glues showing there, so I'm going to just pop those off. Okay, so that is our first craft. I hope you like that first craft. Now our second craft, I think, will be just as fun and something different. I'm going to take out my hairband and just kind of brush my hair down so it doesn't look so bad. Because I'm going to be using my head as my my work. All right. So I made this at a retreat. Now it's not really my color, guys. But I'm going to use it anyway because I have it. I paid for it. I'm going to use it. And we're going to make this go over our head. Now I want these to be even. Just like so. Now we're going to put some of this boa right here to help give it some style. But it's the back part that we're going to work on first. All right. So I have it. Let's see. My hair is standing straight up. I can feel it. It doesn't have to be exactly even, but I want it to be like right there. Okay. So I'm going to hold this. That's going to be my front. That's where my chin goes. So we're going to make a slot right here. So this will be able to cross inside. Like we're gonna, let's see. I'm doing it all in real time here. So you don't need too big of a little slice right about there. I'd really like it closer to here, but probably have to be here to come across and then stay underneath my chin. Okay, so we got that idea. On the back part, sorry for my beautiful hair, we are going to glue this part. And I think we're going to have to cut it down some. So let me put that back on. Because in the back, I want that to be there. So I'm just kind of forming it to my head, guys. I have a little head. So let me, I have pins somewhere. I don't know where I put them. Okay, so that's going to go there. And I'll show you in just a moment. I'm laying these kind of at like where my, could actually go a little bit lower. At the crest or the crown of my head, whatever that's called, the back part where that bump is. And then this one, okay, that one's there. That one works. This is going to come back. And this things that are behind here is what we're going to cut off. We're going to make it a hat scarf, guys. That's what we're making. So about right there. So, oh, all right. So now we have our hat. We're going to cut this in a slight curve to right here, and we're going to hot glue it. We're not taking these pins off until we're ready. So we're going to just kind of make an imaginary, you know, if your fabric can leave a mark on it, then that's what you're going to want to do. Okay? And that's the angle of my head there. I'm just kind of like taking my nail and I'm giving myself a little practice run. All right, and I'm cutting just beyond, like a finger beyond, because we're going to hot glue this. And I'm going to curve as I cut, and I'm cutting right to my end. So I cut that much off. I don't think that part's going to really matter, but who knows? Okay, now before I take my clips off, I'm going to put hot glue here because we're going to flip it. Okay, afterwards. So make sure I have it nice and ready to invert the other way. I did the pretty side out, so I do have to flip it. I did the pretty side out, guys. Silly me. All right. We'll just flip it around. Put it back. I didn't unhook it in the front. I kept my hook there. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to put that clip back in. I won't have to do it at the top, but I do want to do it right here. I don't want my hot glue to go below that. I don't think. Okay, so now you're going to lift that up and you're going to hot glue there. Now you can use fabric glue, guys. You can use, I'm just using good old fashioned hot glue. And I think I'm going to put just a little bit more. And I'm going to lay that down. And I'm going to stick my finger in the glue. Press it down, spread that glue. Remember, now it goes right through the fabric, so you got to be careful. It cools fast. That's the lovely part of it. Okay. And like I said, this should be a pretty simple and fast craft that I think you might like. You might not. But it's fun. It's fun to create. All right. It's not quite cool. So I'm just going to keep pressing it until it cools down. Check the other side. I don't want to invert it yet until it is cool. And now I'm going to kind of crink it. And that helps it from getting so sticky straight. Little bits. All right. Now we're going to flip it around and we should have a nice little seam here. See? Got a nice seam. All right. Now, we got to fix this part. There we go. So this is going to be where my head comes in. And see, it fits. It fits nice. It still has, you know, the top of the hat bump. But that's okay. As you can see, it still has that. So maybe I can put a pom-pom there or something. All right. That should work. And then I like a little bit of fuzz. Now I'm debating if I want this kind of fuzz. Not the prettiest stuff. And it sheds. And I think I'm thinking I should fold this over and give it a little hem. Did I have enough room? I want to take that clip out. I think a hem. Oh, I don't really have a whole lot of room there. I think I could do a little, get my hair out of there, a small hem, like so. Oh, goodness, that's hot. So let's do a small little hem, not just in the face, so in this part. I think that will be all right. All right. So again, I'm just going to fold it and hem it. Nothing over exciting there. Just a little bit of a fold, a little hot glue. I think it'll just make the front look nicer. Okay. And we're just going to follow that right around. Just a little bit of a hem. Now you could have sewn this, friends, if you wanted. I just happened to have been using my hot glue all night, so I'm just going to go with my hot glue. I'm not giving much of a hem. Just a bit. And then when the boa sits on top of it, it will look a little bit nicer. Now this part here, we might have to cut that corner off. We'll see. And again, I'm just going to take a little glue and go right basically on the edge, and I'm just folding that little edge over. That's it. And if it comes apart, guys, you know what? It's all right. I got more hot glue. I can put it back together. But I've had pretty good luck with most of the hot glues. If it comes a little bit apart, I can usually get 1 or 2 washes out of it. This is for our super cool days that we have here. Just like so. Okay, so see, now we have a nice finished hemmed out edge. We got the back of my head here that we made it pretty pointy. We can maybe adjust that by plucking and pulling. Let's see. Put a little bow back there or something. Poinsettia. All right, so we have that. See, that gives it just that little extra finish here. Oops. I think this could have actually came down another 2 inches in the very back. 'Cause I don't like the back part of my hat to be shown, so we might just do that right now before we go too far. So this part here, we're going to glue that part. It's a little farther down. Never mind my hair, friends. Now you can do this with any scarf, guys. This is only, I think, an 8-inch scarf. I never even measured. I think it's 8, 9. It's 9 inches wide. I'm one of those people that can put their hat down and then I can lose it really fast. I had a person take my hat the other day. Goodness sakes, I was a little upset. It was a really windy day. Okay, so I brought that down a little bit more like a hood. I brought it almost down to that point. All right, tuck these out. And let's put that back on just to see how well that worked for me. Oh, that worked actually very well. Very glad I did that. Now this part, you could just, hot glue it and then it stays just like so. That's kind of nice underneath a hood. Or you can make a little slot like right here and then tuck this one through it. So then you have the knotted look like so. So we can take that off now that we got this, or you can leave it loose and then just crisscross it. Do you see? Do you see how easy this is? Now some like to make a slot on this side, like right here, and then just tuck it in, and then you would get the look of, I'm sorry, get my head in the right spot. Okay. My hair is acting up. Where it would crisscross over like so. Now, depending on, what you're doing, you make it your style, of course. Okay. Don't have to do it my way. I personally, I like kind of a tight chin because I like it kind of like so. Now, what could I put here that would look pleasant, not be too big of a situation for me? Let me think here. And see the back. It's nice. It has this little bump that might have to be trimmed down just a little bit more of if you don't like that kind of a point. Again, I was just, I could slice it and give it a flat part there. Oh goodness, my hair's just all over now, isn't it? To pull that down just a bit. Let's see what we can do there. So I'm going to cut this corner off. Maybe that's all it needs. Set point off, or it's not such a hard point. There. That's a little softer. Okay. Drop everything, guys. Just throw everything on the floor. You'll be very happy. All right. So now let's put the boa part on it. And we're just going to glue that right on the facial front. From this point, we'll just go right across. Make sure my item is nice and flat. And I'm going to start just a little bit right behind my seam. And I'm using kind of a lot of glue there. Okay, guys? Don't be scared to use your glue. I think this will be super cute. See, I took that big knot out from that glue. And I'm going to do the same thing right here, just right behind where I had glued for my seam. Just going to go right behind my seam. And then stick the cord of the boa right on that particular area. Now see, guys, it's going to be super cute. Now we're not going to need this whole strip. Again, find my seam, and I'm going to stop just a little bit before that, so the end of my seam. So I'm going to stop about right there. I think that's what I did on this side too. Yeah. Okay, mark my seam with just my finger so I know where I'm going. Whoops, I ran out of glue. And right down to my seam, make sure I got glue there. Kind of fun, isn't it? Guys, I just love creating. It doesn't have to even be perfect for me. It's all right if it's not. And I'm just going to slice this off like so. That one right in my mouth. And I'm going to glue the end of it so it doesn't and let's do the end of this one as well. Well, this is starting to look really cute. Or maybe I did that one already. Just on the end. Just let it dry. Now look, guys, I made a cute scarf. Take that off now. Oh, goodness. Now, when I went to this retreat, you got what you got, right? You didn't. Oh, did you see that? Look how cute that is, guys. Now that should still probably be cut and tipped down. So let's take a look there. So we don't want a point. So I'm going to snaggle in my scissors. And I'm going to cut a little that way. And a little that way. And tuck those in. Hopefully this works. Okay, get in there. Okay, let's go on the other side then. And we're going to cut the peak off where we can have it a little flatter there. It needs to go a little wider. Let's cut the peaks off. So we're not gluing the peaks. We're gluing. I left a peak. I think that has to go a little farther over, so when it flips, it will be more of a T instead of a. I think that will look nicer than a polka dotted point. All right, so we're going to glue this first. And I just burn your fingers. Just pushing it down. Just popping out the glue. Squeezing it. Yep, it's burning your fingers. Dropping it on the floor. We gotta wait till that to cool before I put it on my hair, I tell you that. Now, this is just fun, guys. I like to make my own hats. They seem to last me longer than hats that I buy in the store. I got a little too much hot glue there, so just angle that off. Check and make sure there's no glue pits there. I don't want glue pits. And the glue pit is a glob of glue. Might not be quite dry. Giving it a little extra second, and I'm just squishing it, and I'm making that glue kind of like break up just a little bit, before I can get in there. See, now that gave it a more flatter head, like my own little head is. See, I don't have a big head. I might think I am a big head, but I'm not. I'm a little old lady. Okay, so now I got my hat. Oh, that fits nice. Very nice. It fits right inside my my jacket here that I'm wearing. Look how cute that is. See, that's a little bit better. Fits my head a whole lot better. And I think I'm just going to leave it like this for a day and see if I like it like that. I don't know. I think I want to. Think I'm going to want to tuck it in so it can stay in place around my neck. So maybe this one. I think I'll just kind of go like about right here. So I'm going to fold it. I'm making sure and this is just felt, guys. So, or whatever you call this, please. I'm going to cut a little slot right here, not too big. Let's see, do I want 2 or 1? Probably 1. Okay, so now I'm going to open that back up. So I have a nice little pocket here. And then this one, I can go either way. I can go underneath and pull it through, and then I get this little nice fold there. And I can still crisscross it. You see how nice this is working? Go ahead. I had it backwards. So if I go from underneath, there. You see? and it tightens it up here. Makes it so much easier. It gives it a little fluff right here. And when I put it over my jacket, guys, now this is going to be so useful for me. And then I have this jacket I wear a lot underneath my big jacket. And see, that folds up and covers up anything there. I have the nicest, I love it. Well, guys, I hope you had fun. Here's our pie. I guess that doesn't look so bad. Put a little hairspray on it, spray it with a little pumpkin spray, and cut off your little hot glues I just saw. And you could stick that right on top of a headband. Guys, I didn't spend hardly a penny on that. It's cute. All right, guys, you all have a great night. Thanks for joining me tonight with these two crafts. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a super night and a very blessed day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.